Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creation. In today's video, we are going to be working on, oh, do I have the wrong day? No, day number 24. I was thrown off because today's the 23rd and I was like, wait a minute. Oh, anyway, okay, well, that's how today's gonna go, obviously. Thank you for joining me. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we are working on day 24 today. Goodness. Yes, I've had my coffee. All right, so the notebook he had placed on the side table only seconds before now lay open and torn on the other side of the room. Oh my goodness. So what has happened? We have here a nightstand with a lamp on it, and we have this beautiful torn paper that is in a file folder format. So of course I'm going to do something different with that. Having gone through the ephemera pieces, I found like a case book here, some images. So perhaps those are things that were inside his notebook that fell on the floor and fell out. I'm not sure yet where I'm going to go with this. I kind of have a playful idea, which means I have to go to my printer and reprint a page. So I'm going to do that. It's going to take me a minute. No, I'm just going to print a page and I'll just fussy cut it. I was going to put it in my Cricut and let the Cricut do the work, but that will take me entirely too long. And I have to get today's video done and uploading because I need to make my granddaughter's birthday card and potentially give Mark a haircut if I can get that far today. So we're going to have a little bit of fun with this day, but it's not going to be too crazy. All right, so I have my note here. I was brainstorming yesterday, so that told me this morning where I wanted to go with today's page. So I will get some bits fussy cut here, figure out my layout. We're going to use the back of this, and hopefully it'll be enough. I love that suitcase. It came out so cute, his little trunk. So thank you for the positive feedback on the trunk and the grace with how long it took me to get there and how long yesterday's video was. So, yeah. I will be back and have my idea printed and have a better plan, and hopefully this video won't be very long for you today. I've read today's bit of story, and the sideline I wanted to take, I'm still trying to figure out how I can make that work because I really want to do it. I think it's funny. But I have here the bedroom because Mr. Brundle is trying to get some rest. You know, he's tired, he wants to get some rest, but then he hears footsteps at the end of the bed, an unusual rustling, and then a clump of something landing forcibly on the rug by the door. And so he sits up, reaches for his torch so that he can see across the room, and he sees his notebook laying on the floor, all torn up. He's like, what's going on? I don't understand. And so I have this, I'm going to use this as the notebook, and I backed it on some book pages just to give it some stability. I have left this torn on purpose, and this is the other piece of that. So I am just trying to figure out the best way. I don't care if my book pages kind of show or any of the text shows from the book, but I'm just trying to add just some tattered edges to kind of indicate that it's been torn. And yeah. And yeah. So I want to, I am not going to, I cut today's phrase down, and I'm just going to use that as kind of like a centerpiece on here. However that works out. And that's going to be tucked in because our bedroom is going to be a tuck. And so I'm going to put that in there. I'll put that on here, but this will just be kind of like more indication of torn pages. And I can see here that I don't have it actually torn to the right size, but it's okay. And it's okay if it is not, like I said, covering everything, and it's going to be fine. And I'll just tear what doesn't, I'll tear whatever's hanging off the edge. Oh my goodness, where are my words? I don't really know. See, that's facing upwards, so it's even worse than I thought with how I tore it, but I'm not that worried about it. It's fine. And then I'm just going to glue this down. I've already cut it and inked it, and I'm just going to glue that down. Okay, so we're just kind of building that, kind of that bit of the story there. So that will go in our pocket once this dries. All these bits that are showing over the edge, I'm going to tear those off. Set that aside because it's wet. Save that for something. These backgrounds that Tracy and Justin made, or Tracy made, I'm assuming, are just wonderful bits. I love them so much. They just did such a great job. So I need a little bit of something here just to cover that corner. And I'm just going to tear this down. It doesn't have to be like exact or anything. I just want to cover that bit of our tag base that's showing there. Let's see. It is raining. It's so nice. We really needed the rain. It's been pretty hot. It's been so hot. It's been grody hot. So I'm just going to put that there. It's okay with me that it's not like all the way down like I've been doing. That's fine. You're not going to see that much of that anyway. I wanted something to cover that corner. And I'm trying not to make this piece super bulky because the other side is so big. Like I said, I have to get my granddaughter's birthday card made, and then I've got to work on this box. I mean, things are going to be getting out of order. It's going to be a disaster if it gets out of order, and I have to figure out the bits and pieces. And I realized on my box that I don't have a design for the side pocket to put my case file in, and the extra bits for the backstory for Rose and Jeffrey, which I haven't even printed. There's just so much to this story, and to try to do it and to take care of life too. Like the other day when I did the 3 videos, I was like, I had been in here entirely too long. Okay, so we have that. We have this. That's drying. So while that's drying, we'll talk about my side spin here. Oh, I got to back that. I don't know if I'm going to use that tag, actually. So we have our cute little lady from the attic, right? And she's still trying to figure out who this person is who came to visit. And so she's like, oh, he's sleeping. What's in his diary by the bed? She doesn't know that that's his notes or that he's an investigator yet because she hasn't been able to figure it out. So what he's actually hearing is that she's coming to be nosy, and she's trying to take the file because she thinks maybe there's something in there that's going to tell her who he is. Kind of stalker creepy, right? But we have to have a little bit of fun with the story. So actually, he sees a reverend going toward the kitchen, but we don't know how many spirits and souls are in this house, so it could very well be her being nosy and checking his stuff out, and then she's the one causing the ruckus, and then we see the reverend walking away in the kitchen, but maybe the reverend just wants a snack. Maybe he's hungry. We don't know. So that's kind of my goofy spin, but I just wanted to use her. I had so much fun with her checking him out at the attic the other day, and I thought, you know, I think she needs to make another appearance. So that's where I went with it, and I am making a mess of this, but it's okay because it's just indicative of the pages getting ripped out. And the pages just get torn because she trips on the book on her way out, and they get caught on her shoe because she's old and her shoes are old, and she's got nails showing on the soles of her shoes, and that's what is tearing up the book. I don't know. Don't mind me. You guys probably think I'm nuts, right? Where I've gone with this story. Oh, I think I'm nuts. I told my husband, I said, I think I'm losing it. But I am just having so much fun with it and just really enjoying, you know, the spin on the story and trying to stick and keep it in order. But I mean, we have to have some fun with it, right? So I'm going to get her cut out, and then we can see the whole bit of her, which we couldn't in the attic. But I do think that she just wants to come back and learn a little bit more about Mr. Brundle because she did find him to be very intriguing. Okay, and so then what will happen is I may need to do a bonus day in here to add. But I mean, I have the story, so we know kind of like what's going on and can go from there. But so yeah, that's where my mind went with this yesterday, with knowing that the book got torn or whatever. So I hope it flows. All right, so not a very long video today. this is drying. This needs to dry. So it will slide in here also. But we have the story of the, you know, now Mr. Brundle is like, something's going on in this house. What do we do now? I don't know what's going on. So he gets out of bed. He's going to go look around. He's going to try to figure some stuff out based on the story. It looks like he's talking to the binders about the binders. How are you guys saying it? Like, I don't know. I guess I have to go back and listen to the story to see how Tracy and Justin meant it. But anyway, so he goes back to bed after he sees the Reverend in the kitchen, and he goes back to sleep for a couple of hours. Then he goes into the village to use the telephone in the post office because he's calling up the other 2 members of the committee to come and join them at the house where they're going to be holding a seance. So I have to kind of work that in, and we may have to have another bonus day. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to do the bonus day quite yet or not, but to add that in. I did see in Tracy's group, somebody had made some black circles with the numbers on them. So I asked her how she did it, and she graciously answered me and told me how she made the numbers. So hopefully I can figure that out in my Cricut and get that done. I don't have white ink because I thought it would be cool just to make some little black circles and stamp with white ink. I could write it, I guess, with my white pen and number them, because then I could use this tiny little punch here, which I don't know, it says it's 3/4 inch circle, and then I could just write the numbers and put little circles on here to number these days, because again, if they get out of order, that's going to really be an issue. So I don't know, I guess I can ask what your thoughts are on that. Thank you for joining me today, and a wonderful, wonderful thank you again for the amazing feedback, the comments. You guys are just being absolutely wonderfully supportive, and I really appreciate it so much. I just cannot thank you enough. So I have to get this kind of Creep on June wrapped up. I'm supposed to be advertising Christmas in July with some graphics and stuff. So just know Christmas in July is coming. That is being hosted by Terry Lee at Sweet Pea Papers and her other group, which is a long name, Junk Journals, Tutorials, something and more. But anyway, so she's the one hosting Crafty, it's called, is it Crafty Christmas in July this year? I can't remember exactly what she has named the event for July this year, but I'm only committed to 4 videos, which is fantastic. But I know what I want to do, so it's going to be more than 4 videos, but it's not going to be daily videos like this. I do hope those of you that are new to my channel with the Creep on June will continue to stay with me for Christmas in July. That would just be wonderful. So thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, tell all your friends about me, and please go back and check out some of the older playlists and watch those. Would really help me with my watch hours, and it would show you some of the other things that I do besides Creep on June. Thank you for joining me. Bye.